All right, hello and welcome to the very first episode of the Evan Taylor's Everything Entertainment podcast. In this podcast, I'll be announcing and walking you through the latest news in music, movies, comedy, and more. I think what sets me apart from other people doing this is that I actually give a shit about what I'm talking about and I'm not just doing it for money. So if you're a fan of everything entertainment, then join me every week for the hottest news in music, movies, and comedy. Thank you. All right, so pull up the first one.
All right, first article. Rolling Stone, Liam Gallagher.
Oh, yeah, the new song.
He just released All You're Dreaming Of. He played it for Jimmy Fallon on top of a barge.
On top of a barge?
Yep.
What is that?
That's like
a building?
Yeah, something in water, like a floating vessel.
Oh, like a floating stage.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've seen the Simpsons movie, right? Green Day.
Oh, yeah, they were in the water.
Mo throws the rock through his kick drum.
I can't believe Jimmy Fallon had him on.
Yeah.
'Cause I know Jimmy Fallon, I mean, you go on Jimmy Fallon, you're pretty mainstream. I mean, Liam Gallagher's mainstream, but I don't know about these days. But yeah, that's a good song. You know, typical Liam Gallagher, typical Beatles, Oasis. Yeah, but it sounded good. Kind of had a
little trippy.
Kind of had a Christmas feel, even though I don't see why he would celebrate Christmas because he thinks he's God himself. But it sounded good. It sounded good. I liked it.
It was a holiday song. He released it as holiday-inspired song, and it premiered Saturday, December 5th. Was the day he played it. So
played it on Fallon.
Yep.
All right. So that's that. All right, go to the next one. What else is new?
Our next article we have here, Shame Shame is the newest song released by the Foo Fighters. They debuted it on November 7th, 2020.
Yeah, I heard that on the radio probably about 10 times already. It's good. I mean, it's typical, it's typical fucking Foo Fighters.
It's
just
straight up
all,
rock.
Just all around, like I give so much credit to Dave Grohl and to the whole band. They've been around for so long, and I got a lot of respect for Dave Grohl because, the two bands that he was in, are huge. I mean, obviously Nirvana, but the Foo Fighters, they've gotten to such a big scale. Their fan base is so massive, and they're filling out arenas. They're totally an arena act. So anything from this point on that they're gonna put out, I know it's gonna be fucking awesome. So
for sure,
I give all the credit to Grohl, but yeah, I've heard that song probably about close to a dozen times already on the radio. It sounds good. I like them.
Yeah, it says here it's doing great in Canada, great in Australia. Doing better there than it is in America, actually.
Where, Australia?
Yeah.
Really? I wonder why.
It's going to be on their upcoming 10th studio album, Medicine at Midnight. So
10th album. Dude, did you hear about their first, the Foo Fighters' first album? Dave Grohl did everything. Dave Grohl did vocals, guitar, drums, bass. He recorded the whole album himself, and then after he kind of, I guess, released that's when he kind of, he found that band. He found the band to support it, and they had, I think after the first album, I could be wrong, but I know they had the original drummer, but they kicked him out. I think Grohl or somebody else, maybe Taylor Hawkins, said that he couldn't handle it. I'm not even totally sure, but he couldn't handle them gaining as much ground as they were, as fast as they were. So that's when they brought Taylor Hawkins in, which is a good move because he's one of the best.
Yeah, that's a band of work ethic. That guy, Dave Grohl, he's just a genius.
Yeah.
He's a household name at this point.
Yeah, hard work, man. A lot of hard work. Dave's put in over 20 years. And the resilience he's got to lose, a friend and band member, which is Cobain, the resilience to come back even after he thought he wanted to quit music. He came back and just murdered the game again.
Yeah.
Got the super band together. Every member is A-list. Every member is on point. And, all right, so what's next?
All right, next up, Tom Cruise hoping to be the first Hollywood star to film in space for the final Mission Impossible installments.
Yeah, I think when I read this the other day, I mean, I could be wrong, could be mixing it up with something, but I think Elon Musk might have something to do with this too.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Like, fucking A, like, but yeah, if there's anybody who's going to go into space in Hollywood right now, it's going to be Cruise.
He'll get it done.
Because he does all his own stunts. So if he does this, I mean, fuck, like, what else do you want to read on that? Is there anything?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking here. It says,
like, is it official? Because I know I read on that article. Who published that, by the way?
This is from the Sun.uk. So
okay, yeah. So I think I read on that one that he wanted to actually like pay like somebody like big
NASA.
Money, like pay NASA. He wants to pay NASA so they can, I don't know, give him permission to go in space, which is kind of weird, but I get it at the same time. But I mean, if there's anybody who's going to pay off NASA, it's going to be Cruise, Yeah,
I mean, he's got the money for it.
Fuck yeah.
He's got the drive. So
what's it saying? Like, is it just rumor, basically?
Yeah, it's just
rumors going around?
He's hatching a plan. He is working with people of NASA. And just, talking about how he does his own stunts. And he's capable. He's a 58-year-old man.
He's 58?
Yeah.
Fucking A. Yeah, I thought I read something or watched like a video on YouTube about like Elon Musk maybe being involved or like helping him get up there. I don't know. It's all rumor, but I genuinely think that like this day and age with the technology they got and especially the money like Hollywood's got and Tom Cruise, he's gonna get in space. And he's gonna film this movie, and it's probably, I don't know who's gonna film it, but it's probably gonna be fucking great. So,
yeah, man.
What's next?
So the next one we have is Joe Rogan, basically talking about that people aren't listening to him on Spotify. They're not tuning in, like on YouTube. They're kind of reluctant to follow him.
Really, who published that article?
This is from sportskita.com. And yeah, it says Joe Rogan fans reluctant to follow podcast episodes on Spotify after YouTube deletion. So that's right. From what I heard, they're not putting up a lot of the episodes from the past.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure if there's a reason.
Okay, so I'm just going to dive right into this. Like, I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan. I think I can speak for a lot of people. He got that big deal. He got that really big deal from Spotify. And, I've only watched a couple of the new episodes where he's in the new studio, which looks dope, by the way. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
There was the Alex Jones one and Tim Dillon. Tim Dillon being a comedian and a friend of Rogan. Alex Jones, I think, everybody's going to know who Alex Jones is, but I know there was some controversy about that, and I think maybe I watched one more new one that was in the new studio after he signed the deal, and it's okay. He's different, like his vibe is different. Obviously, he's like under, I don't want to say full control, but he's under like this like blanket of that big corporation, which is Spotify, and any information somebody says to him, especially like when Alex Jones was talking, every little minor detail, any rumor, anything, like
fact check,
like it was just like fact check the fuck out of him. And I'm pretty sure that Spotify has their hand in that. They just but that's what you get. Joe Rogan is a fucking, he's a beast. He's great at everything he does, at comedy, UFC, his podcast, his acting. But that's what you get,
Yeah,
but,
I mean, there is evidence that says here that he signed the $100 million multi-year exclusive deal And just starting with it, he came into wrongful claims about the Portland fires, which it says he was allegedly forced to apologize for.
Yeah, see, it's like weird shit like that. Like, dude, like before, like I was just telling you before, Matt, like it's just weird. Like the vibe is weird. It's like before, when he was on his own, when he was doing his own thing, when he was in charge of himself under no contract, there was like a lightness to him. Like he could just fuck around. He could invite all his friends, in to do the podcast, or anybody he wanted to. And I still think he can invite some people on the show, but it's probably a little bit more limited, because I think Spotify especially is going to have their hand in who they want on the show, who they might allow. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah, it is different. You could tell on the old show, before he signed the deal, it was like no fucks given.
Total creative control.
Say whatever you want. And now, but that's what you get. That's what 100 mil gets you.
Yeah, man.
And I probably would do the same thing. I don't know, but
still holds #1 spot on Spotify.
Yeah, dude, he's still #1. He's always going to be #1. I still love him, even though I think it's different. I still love the guy. I give him a lot of respect because he's been in the game for so long, starting comedy in like '88.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was saying when he was 21, back in like '88 or something, '89, and like to start with comedy, then do the sitcoms in the '90s, do news radio and Fear Factor, which came a little later, and still doing comedy, getting hired by the UFC. It's like unheard of. You know what I mean? Like how hard he works.
Yeah.
And like his dedication to keep putting the podcasts out, keep doing comedy, even though he's probably not doing much now. He's a fucking animal. He's an animal, and there's nobody right now. There's nobody really touching him.
Yeah,
all the shit he's doing, like he's so busy. He's so busy. It's insane.
And he's just a good person too. Like he's an open-minded man.
Yeah, like
even with those Portland fires, like it might have just been his morals. Like he just wanted to apologize for it. Who knows? But
right. No, but yeah, and then with Brian Callen too. Like that's why I respect Brian Callen a lot. Brian Callen, the comedian, and he's best friends with Joe Rogan. Like he's been in a lot of shit lately, especially a couple months back with rape allegations or sexual assault, something like that, allegations. I don't know. He came out on Instagram and said that they are false, and he was really adamant about that. But I don't know. Nobody really knows. But I know that might have been, I think that's dying down for him now, which I'm glad, because I'm a huge fan of Callen. I like his stand-up and I like his podcast. But even with that, like the rape allegations, he almost went into hiding. Like he basically stopped doing The Fighter and the Kid with Brendan Schaub. Great podcast. I love it. He stopped doing that, and I haven't watched it since. And I know he's been doing his own thing. He's like on Patreon or some shit doing his own stuff. Like it's sad, if these accusations are false, that like this happened to him.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, but
and D'Elia, same thing with D'Elia. Like I don't know. Nobody knows for sure. But yeah. So is that it? Is that all we got?
Yeah, that's all we got for articles and topics today.
All right. So basically on the podcast, we're going to be going over any news and music, like latest news and music, movies, comedy. We'll try to, switch it up, keep it fresh, and then let's see what else I want to talk about to finish out. Like maybe in the future we might have guests on, we might have specific topics, we might, dedicate a whole episode to, maybe dedicate an episode to a certain band or a certain album or a certain time era for music or comedy or a certain comedian. It doesn't matter. We got so much free range here to do anything we want, and this is stuff I'm really, really passionate about. So I'm looking forward, to doing this. So I thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Yeah, Mr. Jim, we love him.